Welcome back to Exceptional Talk with Dr. Clark. As I promised, I have a great person here tonight that you're going to enjoy. I am meeting with Dr. Michele Flowers. Hello, Dr. Flowers. How are you doing?
Hello, Dr. Clark. I'm doing awesome today. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Yes. Let me
Friday.
just say thank you so much. I know we both was rushing in traffic and trying to get here, and perfect timing. We're here.
Perfect timing.
All right. So I am not going to keep you long. There are a couple of things I'm just going to just ask you, and we can just talk a little bit, So
Okay.
let's just say, can you tell me what is one thing you wish you had done when you first began your career? Because you have so many years of experience,
I
all
do.
of this education, and you are just a godsend. I'm telling you, you
Oh,
are.
thank
I always
you.
tell you because one thing I do like is that you always are able to enhance. Everybody can't do that. So, what is one thing that you wish you had done when you began your career?
Well, when I began my career, I did not really begin it with the intent of going into education. I started off, I got my degree in psychology. And I always said I wanted to be like a child psychologist.
I did the same thing. I
Did you
got
do the
my
same thing?
my bachelor's is in psychology as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nobody told me, I don't know if they didn't tell you that when you graduate with a BA in psychology, you can't do much with
No,
that except to
you're
go back
right.
to school.
You got to keep going.
So when I got out, I said, well, geez, I can't find the job that I wanted. And I said, well, I guess I got to go back to school. But I said, but I need to make some money, Dr. Clark.
That's
So
it.
I was offered back then, it's called, kind of like TAP, the teacher
Hmm.
preparation.
Hmm.
But look, I'm telling my age now, but back then it was just, you got a provisional.
Okay.
And they allowed me to teach while I was getting my master's.
Okay. Okay.
And so I was still able to make some money and get my master's. So maybe one thing I would have done differently was to go directly into the education field
Hmm.
instead of, but when I think about it, my psychology degree really, I think, has helped me to be a better educator. So on one hand, I say, it looks like I took the long way
Right.
around,
Right.
but when I really think about it, that bachelor's degree in psychology with the special education degree and the behavior and all the other things that I've gotten really has made me more well-rounded and able to do what I do.
Exactly. And a lot of times we don't know the path in which we're going, but
Absolutely.
you go the path that you're supposed to go. Because
Absolutely.
that's pretty much the way I started out with psychology as well. And
Okay.
but we're not going to talk a lot about me. They've heard enough about
Right.
me. We want to hear, about you. So, what are the best resources that you think you have helped people with along your journey?
I think a lot of the resources, because I've always worked with, I want to say, the underserved, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it
The
does. It
the
does.
families and the children that a lot of educators may say, I just don't know what to do. I don't have the skills or the preparation for it, and so I have been, and even when I did some general ed, I did teach general ed for a while, but I always worked in, back then, it wasn't Title One, it was called Chapter One.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Chapter One. And then I worked with people who had either remedial reading.
Okay.
And so I always worked with, that population. And it has really just been a blessing to me to be able to take what people may see as small or nothing
Right.
or a
Yes.
problem,
Yes. Minute. Yes.
and then just
Yes.
change it around and make it just
Mhm.
work,
Yes. Yes.
and give them strategies and interventions and suggestions and advice and on stuff that say, okay, it's not as bad as you think it is.
Yes.
There's something out there that we can do, that we can try. And then to see the light bulb or to see the transformation of that afterwards, that's
Yes.
that's 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 a payoff.
That's a payoff. I totally
Payoff.
agree. So I really want to kind of get a little bit more into some of the things you have done over the course of your life in education,
Okay.
because this is what my platform is all about. I am really trying hard. I won't say try, because I was listening to Steve Harvey, and a little old lady said, when you say try, you almost just like failure. So I'm like, oh no,
What?
you
No,
just
you don't want to
think it.
try.
You
You
don't
want to
want to
do
try.
it.
You just do it.
Just
So
do it.
that's exactly. So I'm doing it.
There you
I'm
go.
doing it. I want to really help us to kind of really educate people more about what's
Right.
going on in our educational system, because a lot of times we all have an idea of what we think education should be. And that's
Right.
okay, because when it comes to education, who says that it has to be one way?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So
Right.
just tell me a little bit, because the reason why I'm asking you this, I don't know if you heard a couple of my other videos, but there is one particular area that is a need there in Liberia, West
I
Africa.
did. I got a chance to look a little bit. I didn't complete it, but I did watch the doctor that was from
Dr. Stevens, yes.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
And I did get a chance to watch that a little bit.
Okay, well, I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but there is a great need there. And when
Right.
not only just in education, but behavior,
Right.
there is no special education there at all. So,
Wow.
yeah, everything is going to have to start from the ground up
From the ground up.
with laws, just special education laws first. Because
Right.
they don't know anything. They don't know how it works. They don't know what to do. So I am hoping, no, I am praying that
Yeah.
there's a team that will be able to help not just Liberia, but we have
Right.
a lot of work that needs to be
Right.
done here at home.
Absolutely.
But as a
Absolutely.
team, we're going to get it done. Let me just say
Yes.
that. So I know that you have a lot of, again, education and then behavior.
Right.
Please talk a little bit about behaviors, because right now we're in this virtual world, and
Oh
we
yeah.
have so many students that are falling by the wayside.
Absolutely.
So, what are some suggestions that you think that educators can kind of do a little differently, or maybe just enhance what they're already doing?
So I'm glad you asked that, because I think just today I did a little workshop for our school district. Um, and I want to say everything really goes back. And I know it sounds simple, but it's so simple, but it's so great.
Okay.
Building positive relationships.
That's it. That's
And you can do so much with kids when they know that you care. And I know educators always say, I care about my children, but saying it and your actions and your deeds, and it's kind of like when I do restorative practices, always looking to build those positive relationships. And what can we do to, even if there is harm, to repair that harm
yes.
and bring about peace and positivity.
Yes. Yes. Because many of our
And
kids are in trauma. Yeah.
yeah, and even when people have made mistakes, because I've made some, we've all
We
made
all
some.
have. Yes.
And when we do things that maybe are not the best,
Mm-hmm.
we still need to be validated and valued because of the person that we are, not the act. A lot of us, we look at people based on what they do,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to look at the heart. And I think that every child, every person wants to do well, wants to be successful. I just don't think that people are born in the world saying, you know what, I don't want to be nothing. I don't want to graduate. I don't
Right.
want to do this.
Yes. Not at all.
There is a reason why. There may be a circumstance that we're not aware of, a life circumstance. There's something going on that is interfering with their success.
Right.
And so it's up to us as adults and educators to really just dig in, dig deeper, and build that relationship so that they may open up and we may find things out that we can use to then help them to propel, help them to be successful. Sometimes all people want is just for you to listen. Sometimes I think
That's
as
it.
educators,
There's
we talk
somebody
too
to
much.
just listen to me. Just a little bit, you know, just can you hear me? Yeah.
Do you hear me? Because
yes.
I think in our head, we've already, because we're such good problem solvers,
right.
I think that we already come, we know, like when I sit down, I already know the answer. I'm going to try to give you the answer, but I really haven't really sat and listened without any
without
judgment,
judgment.
no judgment, no judgment zone, no you shoulda, you coulda, you woulda, just an open blank slate, and to listen and receive what that person is saying, and then just to like say okay, and just provide some support and let them know that you're there for them. That most people, not just kids, but people in general would be, you know what? I like that Dr. Clark. I like Dr. Clark. I'm going to start doing more for them instead of to them.
Exactly. Yes. Well, just hold on to that. This has been part 1 with Dr. Michele Flowers. Please do not go anywhere. There is much more. Thank you.
You're welcome.